Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone Trubel. Salutations to the whole elect out there, Akim, Tzadakim. That do this thing and have most truth and sincerity. I'm the Priest Shimon. This week's topic is going to be entitled, "This Truth is Our Purpose." There's many people out there that always ask this question to people is, what's the meaning of life? What do you think is the meaning of life? But a lot of people out in the world don't even know the meaning of life. At least according to the Most High. Some might say, there is no purpose, we're just random. And the meaning of life is to be the best you and all that stuff. But truly the purpose in life is in the book of Ecclesiastes, 12th chapter and 13th verse. And wherein King Solomon said, the sole duty of man is to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. So this is what we have to prioritize at the top, and when you wake up in the morning, you got to tell yourself that the main reason I'm put on this planet Earth is to fear the Lord and keep His commandments. And part of that is, of course, included in that, of course, is doing the works of the Lord, right? Putting together these lessons, going into prophecies, news and events, and edifying, putting together these video epistles, right? People out there in the world, the things that they pursue, whether it be money, women, all these other things in the world. Now look, you find a pretty girl on your job, you try to take her out on a date, we're not going to curse you out, right? But the main thing is, what people in the world tend to do is they tend to prioritize these things before the truth. They might put their work before doing videos, their family before going out there on the highways and byways. And this is where the error comes in. Yahweh said you had to hate your mother, your father, hate your own life. And the understanding is that is really putting those things before Yahweh. If needs be, if the Lord put you in a situation or a jam or an ultimatum wherein you have to choose, always must choose the truth first, because this is our sole duty, this is our responsibility, and ultimately, 2 Timothy 3:15, the scriptures, knowing the scriptures from the youth, which are able to deliver us on our salvation. That's what separates this truth from any materialistic thing in the world, which nothing material we came in with and nothing material we should live out with. The scriptures are able to make thee wise unto salvation. So this is why the purpose of the truth should come first in your life. No matter what set goal you on, outside of that, whatever thing you're trying to accomplish in the world, if you will, it cannot be before teaching the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Like my man Smith said, right? Purpose is what drives us, is what fuels us. Purpose, And then when you watch Man of Steel, General Zod, Superman destroyed the chambers pretty much to keep the Kryptonians going. He said, you took away my purpose, and the man damn near lost it. I listened to what's his name? Earl Nightingale. He's like a motivational speaker. And he makes a point of, you are what you think about. And that same sort of quote was uttered by Marcus Aurelius, and even in the scriptures, all right? let that eye be single. So whatever you put your focus on, that's the person you're going to be. And the person that we ought to be, according to the scriptures, is a man wrapped in holy conversation and godliness. And teaching the word of the Lord, which is teaching the word of the Lord. All right, there's a lot to talk about. We saw recently Vladimir Putin, jumping in prophecies a bit. Vladimir Putin is talking about peace negotiations in Ukraine. But Vladimir Putin will then go on to say that the enemy is not trying to meet him halfway, if you will. And like the scripture says in the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, this thing is going to have to kick off in the Middle East. There's been many tensions between countries like North and South Korea, Taiwan and China, Russia and Ukraine. That's the building blocks. The ignition, the spark, everything has to start in the Middle East, and it has to start with the state of Israel provoking a Middle Eastern nation that's entangled with one of America's adversaries. That's where everything is going to start and drive these nations into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shabbat, the Most High's decision, which is judgment. So the fact that World War III is not necessarily kicking off or being ignited in Russia and Ukraine shows you that everything is bound to prophecy. You see? It's definitely adding to the tension, right? Because remember, Vladimir Putin got troops, allies from the Middle East to go into Ukraine. So you already know how things are being tied up between these nations. And when we look at things like that, and we look at things like the mark of the beast, RFID microchip being more heavily pushed out there, it excites us. You know, it makes us know what time we're in, and it makes us really blessed knowing that we have a purpose, all right, of deliverance, and our deliverance is right around the corner. We just have to endure, you know, and as we approach that end, spiritual demon Satan is going to go hard. He's going to go super hard, but we have to go harder. Pray, pray, pray. You know? Because Satan is moving like a devouring lion and looking for any faults and kinks in your armor. Galatians, you got to be shackled up from head to toe, man. The slightest things could culminate into a real weakness, you know, and Satan will thrive upon that, man. Right? So we have to fight this battle, pray to the Lord, and keep our purpose in our minds at the very top. The sole reason I'm here is to serve the Lord and want to be one of His. Everything else is secondary. Everything else in my life, whether it's my goals, whether it's my failures, whether it's tribulation or success, whatever, positive, negative, my sole purpose is to fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, keep His commandments, and Lord willing be of His. You know? Going back to that dude Earl Nightingale, he said, look, when a ship leaves the dock, it has a destination. The ship don't just get off the dock and say, maybe the wind is just going to lead me to the right place, to the right port, you know? No, when everything is put together, the captain, the crew, everybody navigates, everybody puts together plans before when it leaves the dock as a place to port. So that's the same thing when we get up every day in the morning. It's one step closer to my destination, which is Lord willing, kingdom of heaven. What do I have to do to accomplish that? Serve the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua with fear and trembling, do His work, and love your brother as yourself. Two greatest commandments. And then within His mercies, and being a man that He's not unrighteous to forget our works, we shall be saved, man. We put in the due diligence. You know, like I did a lesson earlier in the year, pray for the discipline. Motivation is a feeling that can fade, that can go. But if the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua make you discipline in your task, you're going to do that task whether you're in the mood or not. Lord willing. See? So I just want to give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahshua, man, for giving us a purpose, you know. Something truly great to strive towards, which is the kingdom. You know, the things that these people out here chasing in the world are temporal. It's just going to be burnt the hell up in nuclear fire. But we're chasing an everlasting crown, a crown that is incorruptible, man. And this is our purpose. Always remember, Akim. With that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Chakadash. Love belongs to the apostles and the elders and great millstones as well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Zadakim, and do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Shalom.